Tonight on DB News, we'll be hosting a senatorial debate. The subject will be the Vietnam War crisis. Representing the Republican Party is Representative Senator John Patrick Burke. Representing the Democratic Party is candidate Brandon Lee.
Public opinion on the war has been split down right in the middle, with protests sparking up all over the country. What are your opinions on the current state of the Vietnam War, Mr. Burke? Why don't we start off with you?
I'm glad you asked that question to start off the debate. The ongoing crisis is currently transpiring in Vietnam is one that involves itself in a much larger conflict. Understanding the significance of the war and impact that it will have on the history is pivotal to deciding which action should be taken. In current months, the Viet Cong has had major military breakthroughs, and we must be taking appropriate actions to accelerate the war.
Senator Burke, while it is true that the enemy is dealing heavy blows to the U.S., the real problem lies within the people of the United States, who should be our first priority, in my opinion. As you are well aware, this war is growing increasingly unpopular among our citizens. They are forced to give their lives for a fight, if militarily successful, will only result in more wars in the future. This war, in my professional opinion, is a waste of lives, money, and resources.
These are all very interesting points. Do you think America has a chance of winning this war?
I strongly believe that America has the ability to crush the Viet Cong with its superior military and aerial strength. Losing isn't an option. Defeat now would be a victory for communism and would spark a tumbling of all democratic institutions in the East. Furthermore, this would lead to isolation and eventually fall of the United States to communism. The problems that you, Mr. Lee, have previously stated are over-exaggerated, and what little truth you tell is simply the product of war for all civil rights. We must go to any and all lengths to destroy the Viet Cong and establish democracy in the East.
Excuse me, Senator. While I do agree with you that the U.S. has a stronger and more advanced military than Vietnam, the Viet Cong and Vietnamese citizens have the motivation to win this war that our soldiers do not. Also, the Vietnam are fighting on home territory and are capable of carrying out swift and guerrilla attacks. Our soldiers have orders to pillage and burn down any village they come across. They are taking away the lives and homes of people who do not even want our help. At this time, over 500,000 civilian casualties have been confirmed. And with the release of the Pentagon Papers, it has also been confirmed that there have been numerous secret bombings on uninvolved towns in Cambodia. As a war veteran once said, if they weren't pro-communist then, they are now.
So what does the end game for the war look like to you? What world would you want to come out of this war?
Well, considering how many of our fellow citizens have rejected the idea of continuing this conflict, I believe that the first issue to deal with would be to abolish the draft. A draft disproportionately affects underprivileged minorities while granting immunity and safer positions to others. The next step will be to start peaceful negotiations with North Vietnam. I envision a world where countries are allowed to determine what political ideology they want to follow, even if that ideology isn't democracy.
Unlike Mr. Lee here, I've seen a more upfront position on the conflict towards the war. My plan for achieving a victory in Vietnam would be to use the full might of military tactics to beat the Viet Cong. If it takes the total destruction of Vietnam to eradicate communism, so be it. The destruction of communism is akin to the success of democracy and therefore necessary for the United States. Institutions in the East. Furthermore, this would lead to the
Isolation.
Oh, fuck you.
Right in the middle, with protests sparking up all over the country. What are your